Okay guys, we are going to break down some Kenetreks today. I've been rocking Kenetrek since 2010. They're out of Bozeman, Montana. The stuff's made in Italy. I've been very impressed, and I've never tried any other boots. So people message me all the time, what do you think about this brand, that brand? Here's the deal with boots. You gotta wear what works for you. So you gotta try them all. Fortunately, I hit it out of the park with Kenetrek. They fit my feet well. I have a little bit of a wider toe box. I have a little bit of a higher arch. So these are the mountain guides. These are 400. The 400 means they're insulated, and so I've never rocked insulated boots. And then I knew I needed some when I was in South Dakota this year. We were hunting mostly 0 to 10 degrees, and my feet were getting cold even with, you know, wool socks and all that jazz. So these are 9.5s. This is what I wear. I'm super stoked. I'm gonna start wearing these now and breaking them in a little bit. I noticed with Kenetreks, I usually break them in for a couple weeks just by wearing them around the house, mow the lawn in them, walk around with the kids, take the dogs for a hike, and just after a couple weeks, they fit like pretty good. I wouldn't just slap these on and head to the mountain, but the things I like about Kenetrek is they're built real stout. If anything were to ever go wrong, you can always send them back and they will either do a warranty fix on them, or if it's like user error, they will repair them and just charge you labor. A lot of guys will have the rubber come off, and that's because their boots get wet and they dry them out next to a fire. That's a no-no. Get yourself a boot dryer. If you're gonna spend $400 or $500 on a pair of boots, then get a little $60 boot dryer. I have one that I take with me on all my hunts. When I'm leaving, I can plug it into my generator and I'm good to go. But these are the 400s. I'm super stoked to wear these for whitetail hunting. Probably want to head back to South Dakota in November. So any late season hunts from about November on, I'm going to be wearing these boots. I like a high top. I do have some of the mid-range stuff. I just like a higher top as far as ankle support. I have real thin, small, wimpy ankles. But this is a really well-made boot, and you should consider checking these out. When I'm not wearing the 400s, it'll be August, September, October hunts. That's when I'll wear the Kenetrek guides, and those are non-insulated. And you would never want your feet to get too hot or sweaty while hunting. That is a recipe for disaster. Remember, everything starts from the ground up when you're elk hunting, and so sweaty feet, blisters, that's just a bad deal. You're not gonna be able to hunt your best. So I don't recommend insulated boots for elk hunting or early season archery, mule deer, antelope, and even that early October time frame. It can get kind of cold, but still insulated's too much. So having both for me is gonna be awesome. A lot of people can't afford to have both. They're on a budget. So I would get the non-insulated over the insulated. These again are just for late season hunts.
What's up guys, Tim Connor here. I've been new to the channel the last couple months, been helping Dan with it for longer. Dan's sponsors were like, hey, we want you rocking these boots, and Dan did too, and my boots were falling apart. I was running the Zamberlan GTXs, I think. They're the taller ones, similar looking to this, and they were comfy and everything, but they just fell apart on me. So I am super excited to use these. I'm basically gonna run like a 2-boot system this year. One where I'm gonna run a lighter version of something very similar to this, and I'll use that for light hiking. But where we hunt in North Idaho and a lot of the western hunting stuff, it's just better to be rocking a full-size boot. So I'm excited to get some miles on these and break it in. When I opened it up out of the box, I was really excited about looking at them and just the build quality and leather, real leather. Everything's sealed and taped, and the soles seem really solid. That's what fell apart on my last one. There were more seams in the soles, and they just fell apart after like 100, 150 miles of hiking, which I don't think a high-end boot should do that. And it was, of course, it was just past the warranty expiration. So I chose to get the mountain guides non-insulated. They're going to be the best application for most stuff I do, and I'm going to be able to run these things for most of the year until you get into the late season stuff. And even in the late season, I might run these if I'm doing a decent bit of hiking. But basically the only time I won't be using them is if I'm sitting a tree stand or really still hunting, slowing things down. I generally run pretty warm. I also just want to talk about like my foot style. My foot style is fairly narrow with a decent amount of arch in it, and these things fit that right out of the gate. I've also ran Crispies in the past. I can't remember which model Crispy offhand, but they're basic boot that would look similar to this. And in my opinion, the Crispies were like built for a flatter foot and a wider toe box. and that's definitely not me. I know you got to find which boots work for you, and I'm excited to test these things out and get you guys like the full breakdown of how they work for me once we get a few miles on them. And yeah, we're gonna have plenty of opportunity to use them. We have turkeys coming up, we have bears, and then we're gonna roll right into the fun stuff. So
hey guys, I'm the intern. My name's Jacob Villasenor. I picked up the Mountain Extreme 1000s this year. I do a lot of backcountry, high country wilderness hunts, but I didn't have a specific boot for October into late November and even into December. I even started doing some whitetail hunting this last year, and I have a pair of muck boots which just aren't good for mountain hunting or other situations where you need to hike any considerable distance. So I picked up the thousands, which in that case means the 1,000 grams of thin slit that it comes with, so they're going to be a warmer boot. I do like to run a really light boot in early season, whether it's August, September, bear hunting into elk hunting. These would actually probably work pretty well for inclement weather, like if there's a week I'm looking at hunting elk and it's just terrible weather, snow, rain, they're gonna keep my feet warm and dry. So it's my first time using them, so right out of the box you can just see they're really well put together. A little bit of a heavier boot, but that's gonna provide durability, I'm sure. My feet are pretty tough, but I did notice that these boots may need a little bit of break-in period. Usually I don't even have to have a break-in period because I just have rough leather feet basically. So I'm probably gonna wear these around just this spring and hopefully get them worn in enough that come that late September through December time frame, they'll be nice and comfortable.